Hi guys, welcome to Wisdoms with Lynette McFadden.
And I'm Cameron Bailey.
And we can't wait to talk with you. We've had some incredible questions, so we're going to answer those, and it's time to come and join us. Now, Cameron, we have actually got quite a few questions, and none of which you and I have prepped for. So we're going to be asked a few things, and to the best of our ability, we'll answer.
Off the cuff.
Off the cuff. Cam, books and podcasts, you're the man.
I'm big on podcasts probably.
I'm big on books.
Yeah, but podcasts, books, really one that I talk about a lot is The 5 Regrets of the Dying. I love that because it was actually, it's about an Australian hospice nurse, and she nurses people to their deathbed basically, and she meets them in their last 6 months or last year of life, and no matter, some of them have been athletes and business people and whatever, and when you get to that stage, you're all equal. And she talks about what they've done in their lives and what they've missed out on, and they've all had the same regret. They've all regretted.
What are the biggies?
The biggest regret from the book is that they didn't live the life that they really wanted to live. So they lived a life that they felt they had to live for others, to impress others. So many people live lives, in my opinion, of trying to impress other people or trying to be someone that they're not. And the real art to it is probably finding out and understanding what you really want to do and doing it.
Yeah,
you know?
And the other one in that is friendship, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't maintain my friendships.
And it was all like not telling someone that you love them and not spending enough time with your children. And I mean, they'll be the biggest regrets that we'll all probably have when we're on our deathbed. And it doesn't matter how much money we've got or how successful we were or what cars we drove or what watches we have.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, no one gives a shit when you're about to die.
Exactly.
So that was probably been one of my favourite books and podcasts that really changed my life. And the people that I've talked about with that, they've all appreciated it, and it made my PAs cry when they read the book. So it was a wonderful book. It's
very powerful. So that's your biggie.
Yeah, that's my biggie. I also listen to Jay Shetty.
He's fabulous, isn't
he? Jay Shetty's great. He's about mind and living an authentic life. I like. In the moment, I'm sort of into what they call biohacking, which is trying to basically age well and have the best life you can. So I'm into, like, there's this lady called Lisa Tamati who's in Auckland. I think she's in Taranaki or something like that in Canterbury, and she's got a podcast. You could look her up. And she owns a hyperbaric chamber clinic up north, and she's all into holistic and peptides and keto diet, and
so there's some chemistry in there, so which is really important to you.
I like that, and I like trying to, like, red light therapy she's into, and all sorts of things. I've just ordered some peptides, so I'm looking forward to trying that. It's all going in my body this year.
Oh, I love that.
So I love stuff like that.
So health and well-being. And deep soul things.
Yeah, that's probably my biggest podcast at the moment. I still watch a lot of real estate people, business people, and inspiration and motivational stuff. But probably my go-to at the moment is sort of lifestyle, well-being, health.
Beautiful. I think that's.
We had Rachel Hunter at work this week.
Know.
You weren't there, but it was wonderful. It was great to see her and to learn a little bit about her journey, and where she's been and how she got there and where she is now, and she was really interesting. And I got from that, she talked about how, because she's got kind of no home at the moment, and she's got a house in LA and she's got a house in New Zealand, and she travels everywhere. Her kids are in the UK. So she's almost like a vagabond. She's travelling around the world.
Nomad.
Nomad.
She's a nomad.
And she said she feels at home in India. And for some reason, the one thing I took out of that is I really want to go to India. I've actually been to India. I've been to Rajasthan for 3 weeks before when I was younger. And I did an intrepid tour around there. But I really want to go back and do sort of a spiritual trip around there.
I think that would be fabulous. I can see you doing that.
That's on my bucket list, and I would.
Because I really want to go to India too.
Well, a friend of ours is going next year with the Rachel Hunter trip. And
exactly.
Liz's, so
I was supposed to go on one of those, pre-COVID, and it was obviously.
Well, it's something on my list, but I love
beautiful.
that sort of stuff.
Oh, I love
How about
that.
you?
Okay, so reading, so I'm a massive reader.
Yeah.
So this year I've been reading really autobiographies, which I've never really looked at previously. So I've read Sam Neill's autobiography, I've read the Top Twins autobiography, I've read Barbara Streisand's autobiography, which was stunning. I absolutely loved that. And I'm currently reading a really interesting book about Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. So I'm sort of just doing that at the moment. Now, as far as podcasts, I really enjoy Oprah's soul sessions, and she speaks to everybody, and she's done a fabulous one with a chap called Arthur C. Brooks, and together they've written a book on happiness. And this gentleman is actually a professor at Harvard, and he teaches happiness, and for the life of me, I would quite like to go and meet him. Yeah. And so I'm going to put that on my list because things happen. Whatever I've put on my list over many years, it happens.
You've got to put it out there.
That's what I feel like. I feel like even when I've had really tough times and hard things, there's always been an angel there somewhere that's helped me to that next stage. So those are the sort of things. But I mean, I love to read. I've always got books on the go. I read a lot at the same time. And when I walk in the mornings really early at 5 a.m, I listen to the podcasts because they're beautiful. You know, either that or old soul music, and I sing out loud.
I think it's wonderful because there's that great saying we use a lot called success leaves clues, you know, and you can learn a lot from those people because whether they're famous or entrepreneurs or whatever, there's something different about those people.
Absolutely. And the way they look at the world or just the courage with which they face it. You know, they're curious and they're courageous. And I think that's what we're that's the field we're really moving into so strongly. Yeah. It's really cool. Okay, so giving back is really important to us, Cameron. You and I are on the same page, as are our business partners, John and Chris and Michelle and the company. So as a company, it's really children that we prioritise with Kids Cam and Full Bellies. So we are helping to put lunches into a lot of schools and giving back to a lot of children here in Christchurch, which is so critical. We've got a relationship now with Project Esther, and that helps women who are in need, particularly young women who don't have some of the basics in life that, you know, my children and your beautiful girls, you know, have been fortunate enough to be brought up with, like things like combs, toothbrushes, personal care items. So we've been really, really working hard in that space. And, you know, prior to Christmas, we did 120 bags, big bags that we put together as a company to give to them. So we're always looking for opportunities. We also do the Aspire Foundation through our association with Paul Wright, and that looks to help aspiring Cantabrians, young people, take on whatever they want to in their specialist field. So they could be in sport, it could be in acting, it could be in any of those sorts of things. So we're really big in that space, you know, and I have I've got the opportunity to front a lot of that. But it would be fair to say for us it's really struggle street. You know, if you came and said, hey, could you sponsor our son or daughter's class to go to Greece to study classics, it probably wouldn't fit. Well, it wouldn't fit with what we're doing, with what we're trying to do. So giving back's really powerful and really essential to what we try to do as a company and as individuals. So true. And I know you're always doing a lot of things, but you do them so confidentially, which is a beautiful thing.
We have little rituals, even with my girls. Every year before Christmas, we go and do a few supermarket trolleys and drop it into the Salvation Army, not the Salvation Army, to the
we do Salvation Army as a company, but you also do City Mission. Yeah,
so
you
we do
both.
That every year as a tradition with our girls, and I think it's good. And they actually, this year was the first year they actually said to me, when are we doing that?
Come on, Dad, what are we doing?
When are we doing that?
So that's great. Yeah. I mean, without a doubt, it is critical to us. We've made no secret of the fact that we are self-made, working class, and we have been brought up with people that have less, and it is so critical that we take the time to remember that and give back as much as we can.
Agreed.
Okay, the word or the year. The word for the year. This is quite
What's
a
your word?
big thing. Family.
Yeah. My word's health and well-being.
Yes.
I've had a few niggling injuries and I've shoulders, necks, things like that, and I've felt like I haven't been at full physical, ability in the last few years, and it's really sort of got me down a little bit. And this year I wanted to spend as much time as I can on trying to make everything better and trying to get back into the gym and get
Are
back
fruit
into...
and vegetables getting a look in anywhere?
No fruit coming in my body. Just all...
Sugar.
No sugar. Just steak.
What about veg?
No.
What about green veggies?
Just lots of fat. Butter, eggs, steak, meat. So carnivore diet, but more so much not about diets, but about trying to be healthy and go to the gym and
meditate,
eat healthy,
sleep well.
I haven't had a coffee all year.
Whoa!
So since January the 1st, I've decided to cut coffee. I haven't had one, which was good.
Feels good, doesn't it? Because I haven't had coffee for about 4 years now.
Well,
I feel great.
Well, I'm sleeping better. It must be that because it's something that I have cut out, and I was having somewhere between 6 and 10 cups a day on big days, so it was pretty heavy. Which is
pretty scary, really.
And then I would have a couple of months on, and then I'd go cold turkey for a month. But I actually enjoy it at the moment. I do have the odd day where I feel like having one, but I'm pretty good.
I love the ritual of coffee because I used to get out in the morning and I'd have a coffee with John, and I think that I love the ritual. So I have to create little rituals. So, it doesn't sound as cool when people go, would you like a coffee? And I go, oh no, could I please have a cup of hot water with lemon in? It all just feels a bit
well, I have bone broth now.
Of course you have bone bloody broth. Yeah, I love it.
But that's good. That's my thing this year.
Great.
So I want health and well-being is probably the word that I'm going to use, and I want to do more of what I want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So mine is just family. We've got lots happening. I'm fortunate this year. I've got our beautiful son and Harry and daughter-in-law Lena here, and for the year, which is very, very unusual. So I'm really treasuring that, and trying to dream up ways to keep them here.
Yeah.
And then we've got just some, just a couple of things that are, that we're working on health-wise with my beautiful mum.
I think one of the things that have not changed for me, and that is probably the most important thing to me, is the people around me. And I think the people around me, such as, you and John, Chris, Kim, all of my friends, my team, like my team, I've had different people in my team for the last 19 years, but, they're like a family to me. And I think that it's not about the success or money or wealth or whatever like that. It's about the people around you. And I think we sort of go to work these days and, we're actually there for the people. We're actually not there to, for the success probably anymore. I think it's the people around us that keeps us going, and the energy you get from those people, and about seeing other people move their lives and create lives. And
you have done incredible things helping people move to that next stage, and you've worked with people who've had incredible pain. They've lost a loved one. They have to then try and pull their life together again, and moving on from their home as a part of that. And you've done that so beautifully. I've seen you help people set up the future for their children, because they were dying. I've seen you do amazing things, Ken.
Once you've been in real estate for a few years, it's quite fulfilling, because you get, like, I had a call this week of a guy that's actually gone and bought another property, not through me, and you'd think he'd sell his house with the person that he bought it through, but he said, no, I'm going to ring Cameron up. Cameron sold a house for me years ago, and I've gone around and listed his property. So I haven't really seen him for probably 7 or 8 years, and I haven't really been in touch with him. But you've stayed with him.
It's stayed with him what you did.
Obviously, what we did years ago made an impression on him, and I'm his agent for life. So there was no one that got in there, and I think it's a wonderful that can happen, because you know, and when I talked to him yesterday, he said to me, what I liked, because we were talking about it, he said, what I liked about you originally is you didn't bullshit me around.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
I think you leave and create legacy.
Yeah.
I see that so strongly
Yeah.
with everything that you do, Ken.
So that's me. How about you?
I think my word, the thing that I've tried to hold throughout my whole career, which is now 30 years, is kindness. I've tried to be really kind in an industry that is frickin' tough.
Yeah.
You know, I've always tried to be true. Like, if I think something's wrong, it's wrong. I can't pretend and say, no, that's okay, I'll look the other way. I just can't do it.
I love the saying that the universe works for you, not against you. And if you look at life like that, and exactly what you said there, that you get an opportunity to learn from it or move from it, then that's can change your life.
Yeah.
Because everything is put in front of us for us to learn from, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
And grow from and reflect on. So kindness has been something important to me since the day I started, and I like to think it's remained one of my core values, and family. You know, and I've already mentioned that it's huge for me. I have a really close family, and that's kind of you know, we've got some struggles at the moment with my beloved mum's health, and so that's kind of like everything to me. You know, everything to me, making sure that I can be, you know, as what's the word, Cam?
Present.
Just as present as possible. You know, you know, for many years I have breakfast with them every week, and I see them every week, and you know, speak to them all the time, and so just enjoying that deep love and comfort from a beautiful family is really integral to how I am as a person.
It's a little bit of a blessing, that, because you actually know that she's not well, and you're actually taking the opportunity to spend as much time with her and absorb her, whereas, you know, like one of my clients we've talked about before, I think she passed away when she was 54 over Christmas time.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, I'd hate to think that my dad just went like that, you know. So the ability to soak up as much time with her in the next few years is a wonderful position to be in.
Thank
so
you.
appreciate that and make the most of it, because it's so important. You know?
That's staying true to what we've talked about, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, jeepers, Cam, we've had a lot more deep, meaningful sort of conversations today.
Yeah.
Have to go and bloody...
It's been a real spiritual one.
It's been a bit of a spiritual journey.
Must be because Rachel Hunter was in the office this week.
I think it must be, but, you know, like, hey, thanks for the questions. They weren't easy. You know, we've tried to bring our best to them and our most authentic, honest self. So, it's very powerful. Thank you.